Hello everybody, my name is Pravus and welcome back to more Dawn of Man in Dawnvault, of course playing through the Ancient Warriors scenario, trying to wall ourselves off while again leaving ourselves some room to grow, though admittedly I might be biting off a little bit more than I ought to chew. Possibly, we'll see. Anyways, we have made some good progress in milestones. The first 4 are complete. The next would be to build a workshop and a metalsmith, which will happen. Then we'll start making some bronze and so on, guard towers, swords, 150 people, blah, blah, blah. We are starting to harvest a fair number of crops, plenty of food. We have some flax growing up as well, and we are able to make our own charcoal and eventually some copper tools, which is going to be a nice source of some additional knowledge, so we can work on fruit trees, rye, and cattle. Cattle, of course, being quite good, especially now that cheese is a thing, but also, so we eventually will be able to use them to plow the crops, greatly increasing my potential food production. And Turab died of old age. Well, thank you so much, Turab, for getting this video off to a great start. Selfish jerk. More traders are arriving. What do you got for me? Just some more sheep. Yeah, they've definitely reduced the spawn rate of technology of traders. I'm anecdotally sure of it at this point, which is a real shame, though I guess not that surprising. It was pretty darn overpowered, weren't it? Wow, we got ourselves a load of woolen outfits. Holy crud, where'd those all come from? Yeah, yeah, okay. Well, maybe it's just this scenario. That's the other alternative, is it's actually just this scenario, because we already jumped 2 eras forward, just doesn't need as much. Maybe? I'd like to think that's the case, but I don't think it's the case. We are in desperate need of some more straw. Right now I can't repair some of my towers, I can't build new towers, and of course that's going to mean that I won't be able to repair other buildings like my granary and stuff. So this is again where I'm saying just straw is such a shocking bottleneck in this game. The good news is it's harvest season, which means we're about to go and get some more. The bad news is... No, wait, these are chickpeas. I thought we had a blight. We're fine. All is well. Except for the raider attack. That ain't good. All right, everyone back to the base. So the bad news is we did not get more towers done over here. So this is about to become rather awkward, I suppose. Let's go ahead and disable some towers over here so that no one tries to make use of them. I want everyone to get over to the main base. They're almost certainly not going to run around to this, which is where I would rather fight them. They're almost certainly going to run around the wall if given half the chance. That's actually quite a few raiders this time. Goodness gracious, they've increased their numbers by a substantial margin. I will just say right now, I'm highly uncomfortable with that. I'm highly uncomfortable. Well, let's go ahead and just close up the gates, again, for all the good it's going to do, because they are going to run around, but maybe we'll get lucky, and some of them will be stupid enough to get stuck on the doors or something. We'll find out. All right, go ahead and shoot them. Shoot them! Draw them to the gates! Wow, they are stupid. They're literally going for... Oh, nope, some of them are going around. Some of them are going around. Okay, well, that's good. I think my entire population is here, though, ready to go. So we'll be fine. A dog died. Never good for a dog to die, but oh well. Let's go ahead and open up the gate now that we have lost our tower. I think we might as well fight these guys as much as we can. So let's go ahead and get on in there, and... That's it. We didn't actually lose any people. Well, that's good. Okay. So we lost a tower, not great, but we dealt with the raiders, no problem at all. Dude, sweetness. And we finished our harvest just in time for the end of the season. I mean, like, barely in time for the end of the season. Good time for us to go ahead and start planting down some more chickpeas. I actually think we probably should go ahead and get ourselves something else as well. Some other crop that's not dependent on springtime. Maybe some lentils or some bitter velch. What exactly is bitter velch anyway? Has anyone actually had bitter velch? I need to look that up sometime and find out what is involved. It sounds disgusting, but I don't know. Maybe it's like healthy or something like that. Goodness gracious, 14 points for each of these things. There's so much we need to do as far as being able to get some stinking knowledge points. Let's take a look at our, for research. So as far as copper tools are concerned, we've made a handful of a bunch of different things, but nothing extraordinary. Okay. Well, should probably go ahead and start making them, though. How are we doing as far as, like, copper resources? Do we have much? We got a couple of copper bars, but it seems like not many people are actually going out and mining, which I find highly distressing. Where was my copper mine again? Was it up here? There it is. Yeah, so we have some people that are supposed to be going over there. Just not very many. They're very lazy. Let's see. Would be a good opportunity to go ahead and start getting rid of some more bone tools before it is too late. I'm gonna get rid of some of these bone spears, maybe a bone knife or two, in exchange for some of the charcoal, since that's cheap, and the copper ore, because why not? We can save ourselves a little bit of mining time. That's not bad. However, I did just notice, of course, the cattle domestication. That's actually tech. Well, if I were to get rid of, let's say, all of these tools, all the flint, all the other stuff, it's a bit dangerous. But where happened to my 50 woolen outfits? I think it's because they weren't being worn. We can get rid of some of the skins outfits and save myself some storage space. That's not so bad. Can also get rid of some bones. There we go. And then I can get myself some copper and charcoal so we can make up for some of the tools we are currently getting rid of in favor of some new copper replacements. So this is dangerous only in the sense that we get rid of a lot of tools, so it's going to slow down my ability to work on quite a few other things. That said, still think it's worth it. We get the tech, and we can start upgrading to better stuff, and we get more value out of these lower class tools before we start getting priced out completely. So now we have a little bit of extra copper. Good. So let's go ahead and start making some charcoal and stuff, guys. Come on. We gotta smith it all up. We need new tools. Go, go, go. And another winter come and gone. Let's replace some of those sledges. Let's make sure we get some more housing since we are now at capacity. And yeah, okay. So with those 14 points, we can move on to the next round of tech, and that's going to be the fruit tree domestication. It is probably worth getting some of these going. Now, I probably can place them maybe further away from the main base. What are these guys? Hey, oryx, we can actually get some cattle now. Oh, we should absolutely do that. Even if that means we just have to slaughter them. That's a lot of extra food for me. How about some fruit trees off in this direction? Yeah? Just a bunch of these. We'll set up some service trees, kind of like that. And we'll set up some pear trees out over here, kind of like, maybe not quite like that. I don't know if I like that pattern, but something kind of like this. Sure, why not? Yeah, this is great. Outside the walls, still easily accessible, gives children an easy job, gets more food consistently, doesn't take much maintenance. Fruit trees are great. They don't have the best yield, but as far as what you get for them, they just increasingly get more and more value over time. So I kind of like them. There we go. Got those planted just in time. Looks like we do indeed have some cattle joining up. Little concerned about that, only in the sense that we don't have a lot of stables, so we may have to slaughter some of these. And until we get plowing, it's not like cattle are extremely useful. Oh, God, it's a storm. All right, somebody's going to die. Well, I was expecting someone to die of lightning. Old age, you know what? He saw it coming. The writing was on the wall, and he's like, I'm just going to keel over now and save the storm some trouble. Hey, 3 new people joined the settlement. Excellent. That brings me up to a population of 45. Also, a trader has arrived. Hello, trader. Okay, so you don't have a whole lot that's useful to me, alas. I wouldn't mind just buying your copper, though. Again, because, you know, it just saves me so much mining time, and I can offload these old bone tools before it is too late. So let's go ahead and do that. And that will translate into oh, God! Vorik has been struck. Is Vorik dead? I think Vorik is very dead. Oh, good lord. Vorik is extremely dead down there. Hello! Anyway, yeah, that copper will translate into some nice new stuff. Man! Rip Vorik. Another harvest season on the way. Hacken has died of old age, and Cad contracted an infection from an oryx attack. Well, ain't that lovely. So we're down to 43 people. Man, it gets really hard to actually sustain large numbers at some point, but we're still doing okay on food. Really not that bad. Plenty of grain sitting around, so we're okay. A little concerned about our straw production, but we are almost done constructing this wall right here, at least, so we'll be completely enclosed for the next raider attack. That's a pretty significant advantage. No idea where they're going to attack me this time. So far, they've attacked what? Over this direction, they've attacked across the river, and they've attacked over here, which all makes sense for the 3 gates we've got. So I had to take my best guess up in the north. Usually, they seem to attack from 4 different directions, sometimes 5. But that might be anecdotal, I really don't know. Either way, though, harvest season so far seems to be going without a hitch. Fruit trees are growing nicely over there. Make sure that we do harvest as much of the local wild cereal crops as possible. If we could just finish up this last little bit of wall, there you go. Thank you very much, Merideg. We will indeed be able to set up our wall, and that should be it, right? It's a lot of more wall than I thought. There we go. Boom. We are now fully enclosed. Okay, that's gotta be really good for our long-term survivability, right? Right? Let's see, what else could we be building right now? Well, some funerary structures with some dolmens would be nice. That would get me a fair bit of prestige as well. Probably not worth it right this second, though. Would love to get a stone circle, but of course megaliths do take forever to drag back over to the base, and honestly there aren't a whole lot of them around. There's a couple out over this direction, but that's going to be a good long haul. I'm certainly not going to do that right before winter when people are likely to get themselves hurt in some way, so we'll come back to some of that. We could work on getting, let's say, a workshop. Now that is something we need. What if I were to just simply get rid of this crafter real quick, and we could replace it with a workshop so that we will get a little bit of extra production. Also, I think that's technically a milestone, isn't it? Pretty sure. I'm going to go ahead and place this right up here on that hill. Let's get out of this hunter vision if you don't mind. And there's a trader. Hello, trader. You have animals. Boo. You do have copper and straw, both of which I like. Alrighty then. Let's get rid of the last of my bone knives and maybe a couple of bone sickles. There we go. That's 28 right there. Perfect. And that gets me some more resources. So extremely long mining time is not going to bother me. There you go. Workshop is done. And this is where I would be able to queue up some more sledges, bows, and so on, including fishing rods, by the way. That's not a bad idea. Probably better than the harpoons we're getting. It does take some of my flax. We don't have a lot of linen left here, though, so maybe we don't worry about that yet. I want to save some of that for composite bows eventually. We should, however, ensure that we have enough sledges being made. That would make sense. Also, milestone complete, like I expected. Boom! We have our workshop and our metalsmith. Hooray! Technological advancement is fun. Oh, God, raider attack. I was just thinking to myself, you know what? The music just changed. I haven't seen anything because I was sitting in the limits menu. But something changed. Sure enough. So where are the raiders this time? Oh, they are coming in from this direction. Interesting. Not quite where I think I expected. Okay, we have a couple people outside of the walls, but honestly, this doesn't look all that bad to me. I think we do want to use the standard trick of closing down just this gate, which I'm going to go ahead and do now in order to try and draw their attention, and some of them will back off and run over to the other gates. As long as we lock those down too, we should be fine. We have some dogs in position, so I think that's fine. And these guys are all running over here to make sure they get their weapons. Excellent. Go to the armory. Alright, this dog is stuck out in the middle of nowhere. Might get killed, might not, we don't know. And we should be about to launch our first volley. There it is. That's going to drive them into a blood frenzy. And some of them are indeed picking off in that direction. We are going to want to close this gate now. And none of them are backing off in this direction, which is interesting. Some of my guys are automatically redeploying to these gates, though, which is nice. Okay, so we're almost done with these guys. We're going to take very little damage as far as repairs are concerned. And these guys are getting picked off. Oh, we did lose one watchtower. Okay. You guys about done with this person yet? There we go. Thank you. And they broke down the gate because it was all their melee folks. It turns out melee folks are a little bit more dangerous. But there we go. So we are able to finish some of these guys off. Can you guys possibly finish killing these guys? Turn around and hit this one. You can do it. There we go. All right. There's actually one more person still here. We apparently are ignoring them. And Areg got killed by a raider. Oh, there's more! Oi! 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 I don't remember there being more over here. Good lord! Okay, well, maybe you guys can chase them down or something. I have no idea. Turns out the answer is yes, you can. But they're exhausted, so maybe not. Alright, never mind, you're fine. So the AI of my people, as far as the defense, seem to have left a little bit to be desired. They kind of just stood around while there were a couple more raiders sitting over here. I mean, maybe I was supposed to do more as far as the micromanagement. It's entirely possible, but I blame them for the first death we've had in a while. We have 14 knowledge. Workload is currently way too high because we have so many crops that need to get planted. Good lord. All right, well, let's go ahead and finish up the ride domestication. That ends the Copper Age. Next thing for me to go for, of course, is going to be bronze smelting, which gets the next tier in terms of value for my different tools, but then we need to go for plowing. That's going to give us, oh, hello. That's going to give us enough labor to actually, you know, sustain all these farms and continue growing. I just accidentally sent the trader away. No, I didn't. The trader's right here. Hello. All right, so you got some straw. Well, thank God. Also some copper. Also, thank God. Let's go ahead and give you the rest of our, we have more bone spears? Oh, I think we took some of those off of the raiders that we killed. Well, that's not so bad. Okay, we'll go ahead and make sure we get rid of some of that. Do I care about the linen? Honestly, the linen trade's for a little bit too high. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get the straw and the copper. Honestly, that's good enough. Oh, great. We had a blizzard, and now we have a storm. Gosh, dang. It's almost as if The planet itself rises against Dawnvault. We shall not be defeated. Right, men? Probably not. Desperately need some leathers, apparently. I should go hunting a bit more. We're trying to build up, and a dog got struck by lightning. Trying to build up some more towers in preparation for the next big raider attack. So far, though, struggling, shockingly not with straw. It's really going to be those leathers, huh? Alrighty then, well, if we can just find ourselves some little animals to kill, aside from the tons that I have sitting in my stables right now, we can easily fix that, I have no doubt. It's always good to see so many people working in tandem down in the fields, right? And all of a sudden, there goes my workload down to something far more balanced. Wow! These guys are getting pretty good, even without all the extra plows and stuff that I would love to give them someday. Hey, look, a bunch of horses. They got leathers. Unfortunately, they speedy boys. Really hard to chase down a horse, if you didn't know. Where are more animals? Gosh dang it, I feel like they're just not coming by the base anymore. Which makes sense, I guess, in the sense that the animals have probably gotten wise to the fact that I'm, like, killing all of them. But still, I don't know, they shouldn't be this mean-spirited about it. Let's go ahead and kill a bunch of orcs and other such stuff. That shouldn't take up too much of my workload. We'll have one big hunting party, get on out there, kill some animals, get some more much-needed leathers. Then, yeah, just build watchtowers and profit. The next raid should be coming pretty much any day now, so we've got to be ready. Whoop, I just got an achievement? Warrior Settlement. What did I do? Did I arm every single person with a weapon of some sort or something? I don't know, maybe. We should start making some carts, by the way. Now, I know they're a lot more expensive, and that's one of the reasons we're running low on regular leathers is because we're making so many sledges and stuff, but carts are quite good as long as you have the animals to take care of them. And they last a good long while, and they travel even further. So it's probably worth switching over to the regular carts now. Also, we'll get some more tech points for actually building those out. But it all comes down to actually getting some more of these leathers. So let's hunt down some donkeys. Donkeys aren't nearly as speedy as horses. Actually, I just realized the real issue isn't necessarily that I don't have raw skins. The issue is that I'm actually not collecting any tannins, because I actually chopped down too many trees. Okay, so let's go ahead and start collecting tannin in this approximate area until we have about like 15. No, honestly, 10 is usually going to end up being enough. Hello, animals. Let's go ahead and capture and hunt some of you as well. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot that resource entirely. Tannin. It's good stuff. Raiders, there they are. Okay, hang on. Where are we finding them this time? They are coming from this direction, out by the river. That's no good, because it so happens I did not manage to build out these towers because we didn't have enough leather. I was really hoping they were going to come in this direction, but they did not, so okay. Well, these animals really... Oh, wait, these animals are going with the trader. Guys, attack the trader. The trader's got all the value. What are y'all doing? You get the frick behind the walls, you idiot, you old man. You're just asking for death. All right, we got to close this now. It's time. Let's go ahead and close it. We are likely going to face a lot right here. I don't even see these guys really being interested in running over to the other walls, which is an issue, because that means I need to go ahead and quickly disable some stuff. I'm a little worried because the river strikes me as, whoop, hang on, my weakest point, really. Let's go ahead and close this gate down. We have a couple of people here ready to go. So they did break 3, and now we're fighting over quite a few. I have lost a lot of people due to these raiders so far. Okay, who's left? Anyone else? Looks like somebody else may have broken through, and I think that was all of them. All right, let's open it up. So I lost at least a couple of people. It honestly wasn't as bad as it could have been. Only 2 deaths is really not the worst. However, could have been a lot better now, couldn't it? Yeah, this river location's going to suck, isn't it? I don't really see a great way around that, unfortunately. How do we double wall this area off in a way that actually is to my advantage? We're gonna have to plan something out. I don't know what it's gonna be. The good news is I don't think we're gonna get attacked from this direction for a while, probably, which is good because we lost all of our towers over there. So yeah, I don't know. It's gonna suck. Having some storage issues, which I'm gonna go ahead and take as a good sign. If we're having too many items and not enough storage space, it means we're prospering, right? So let's go ahead and build out another one of those storage huts, which is actually worth some knowledge anyway. So that's okay. Going into harvest season, lost a bit of barley to disease, but otherwise looking pretty good across the board. Population still hovering around 50. This gate didn't open like I told it to. I'm pretty sure I hit open all gates, did I not? Apparently I did not. I don't know how that's possible, but apparently not. Okay, well that's fine. Anyway, so we're only 7 knowledge points away from being able to unlock the bronze tech. And obviously I would like to get that. What else can we do, aside from a bit of hunting and constructing? Well, we could make some more cheesemaker buildings. We could also make another copper mine. Okay, that would work. Build out a couple more huts for some more population and a couple of granaries. That's not bad. Also another stable or even just a couple of totems, which I can then immediately tear down. I feel like we have some options here. Let's go ahead and just plan out a couple of buildings I plan on breaking immediately, like a couple of cheesemakers right along here. We'll build those up, then tear them down. Let's also go to our spiritual system, and let's go ahead and set up 1, 2, 3, 4 skull poles. And that will be also torn down, and that's at least a couple more points. Now, you might be wondering why I'm not placing down some wooden platforms instead of towers, because obviously these are a lot cheaper and faster for me to build, and that's certainly true. It's just in my experience, the enemies do have enough bows that having your people exposed on the side of the walls, yeah, it's a defensive position, but they still end up getting shot a lot. So, I don't know. I mean, so far we've actually been able to minimize our human losses by a pretty good amount. Has it been more expensive in terms of resources? Yes, but every person we can keep alive, though you wouldn't know it now that it's dropped down to 47, every person we keep alive can easily more than pay for the cost of having a watchtower over the course of their life of producing resources. So as far as I'm concerned, simply preserving manpower is probably the most important thing we can do as long as we have enough food to go around. And honestly, so far it hasn't been even a slight problem. And if we can just finish setting up these totems, never mind, we survived the winter, which means we get a point regardless. So that's enough to get me into the Bronze Age of tech. Now we want to be going for things like horse domestication and plowing. I also would not mind getting to something like masonry. That could be pretty good. We'll have to check out this armor tech at some point. In fact, I really haven't been checking to see how we make armor in the first place. This is apparently required for leather armor. So starting in the Bronze Age, you can start equipping people a bit better. And then by the Iron Age, we're able to make mail armor, which sounds pretty good. I think armor sounds great, but it sounds like it's going to need an absolute freaking ton of leather, which I am obviously not producing en masse at the moment, so I don't know how well that's going to work out for me, but that's what I would like to do. Bronze Age tech unlocked. There we go. Okay, and the workload is, oh my god, way too high. Way too high. How are you guys struggling so much? Just get out there in the fields. You guys will figure it out, no problem. Hey, we finally get some tannins. Oh my god. Only had to wait an entire extra season for that. Okay, well, I think this is probably going to end up being a good place for me to end this video. We've made some pretty substantial progress. We have progressed into the next era, which is exciting. Now we're going to have to worry about equipping our people, continue to expand out the basic defenses so that we can handle whatever is thrown our way. Preferably start working on the double walling technique around the gates, because that turns out to be really, really effective against the AI. And if we can get that plowing tech so we don't have this kind of workload issue whenever it is springtime, man, that would just be the best, now wouldn't it? Thank you all very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed this video of Dawn of Man. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.